Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Antoinette and I'm your travel conversationalist. Today we'll be talking about host agency versus travel agency, or some people will say independent travel agency. Now, what is the difference? As an independent travel agency or a travel agency, it means that you own your own licenses. What do I mean by licenses? You have your IATA license, you have your CLEAR license for your travel agency, right? With this, you will be committing quite a lot of money to do this. There's a whole lot of process and paperwork. There is processes to follow. There's so many laws to follow. For example, if you live in Ontario, there is the TICO license as well. Travel agencies in Ontario have to adhere to TICO rules and regulations. They have to have trust accounts and so many other legalities involving this. You also would have to do BSP settlements every 2 weeks if you issue tickets in your office using maybe Amadeus or SaberRed. You will do BSP settlements usually every 2 weeks or every week. I'm not exactly sure in North America how frequent those BSP settlements are, but if I'm correct, it is every 2 weeks you do a BSP settlement. What does this mean? It means that all of the tickets that you're issuing, say you, let's take for example, 1st of February. So all the tickets you issued from the 1st of February up until the 13th, 14th of February, you have collected the monies from the client, but you haven't settled the airline. On the 14th of February, you're going to go into your system and you're going to do what is called a BSP settlement. BSP settlement, that part, I don't dive into it because that's now upper management situation or an accounting CFO situation. That's not really our problem as travel agents per se. But if you're looking to do a travel agency scenario, this is something that you need to know that you will have to do a BSP settlement every couple of weeks. Another thing that you will do is you will have to negotiate your own contracts with all of your suppliers. Say you want to do something with Tour Dubai. I'm just making up that name. You will have to contact Tour Dubai and say, hey, Tour Dubai, I am a new, or you don't necessarily have to say new, but you just say, I'm a travel agent, I'm certified, these are my credentials, I would like to have a contract with your organization in order for you to provide my company with pricing, right? So they can then say, we've checked you out, we think you're a true company, as you say you are, you're not a scam. So no problem. We're going to give you a contract and we're going to work with you. Here's our terms and conditions and all of that stuff. You're going to do the same thing for all the airlines that you want to issue their tickets. And mind you, it's very difficult to get some airline contracts. So you're going to have to contact British Airways, American Airlines, Virgin Atlantic, Delta, all of the airlines that you want to work with. You would have to contact them to give you a ticketing plate in order for you to issue their tickets in your GDS systems. So, being a travel agency or an independent travel agency could be a lot of work. And it's also going to cost you quite a lot of money because there's monies you have to put down in bonds and trust. For example, for TICO, you have to put down some money. For IATA, you have to put down some money. For insurance, you have to put down money. So you're looking at roughly maybe $60,000, $70,000 or somewhere around there. It's quite a lot of money that you have to, but it also depends on where you live, right? So some places may not necessarily have additional things to do. For example, TICO is only peculiar to Ontario, where you have to have some money in a trust fund and have a trust account. It's a whole lot of legalities, right? So you just really need to know what rules apply to you in the city or the state or the province that you live in. I think in America, Florida has quite a stringent laws as well concerning travel agencies or travel agents as a whole. That's not really what this video is about, but this is just to give you an overview of what the pros and the cons or what the benefits are between the two. The good thing about being a travel agency independent is the fact that you get to keep 100% of your commissions. So all commission checks that come in from the clients, bookings from hotels, car rentals, flights, all of the commissions that come in comes to your agency directly, and you get to keep it all. But in saying that, you also will have a higher overhead cost. You're going to have a CFO. You're going to have a travel agent who's going to do your ticketing. You probably have to have an accountant or maybe somebody in HR. Like, it's a bigger scale. I mean, not to say that it can be 2 or 3 people working this agency, but if you're only going to be 2 or 3 people working the agency, then the big question is it really worth it? Do you really want to spend all that money just for 2 individuals trying to run a show just because you're trying to save 10% on your commission? Like, is it really worth it in the grand scheme of things? Maybe not, right? However, if you're a big travel agency, you have lots of affiliates working with you, or you even have some host agent, you have some agents working with you and you act as their host agency, then perhaps it might have a bit of sense to it in terms of the money that you have spent, right? If you move on to the other aspect of starting up your travel agency under a host agency, you will find that it is typically cheaper. Most agencies or most host agencies will charge you anywhere from 25 US dollars up till maybe 80 or 100, depending on which one you go to. The good thing about it is there's a huge market for host agencies. Not, the word is not strict, there's a tight competition. So you as a newbie or even a OD who's looking to just switch, you have an array of options to choose from. There's so many host agencies that you can research to see what do they have to offer and use them, right? As a host, or rather, if you go with a host agency, not only is the overall cost cheaper for you, a lot of them will provide you with technology, i.e., they may design your websites. They will provide you with supplier training. They will provide you with all of the contacts, all of the airline contracts, so you don't have to start from scratch building all of that. All of that has been done for you. They do yearly seminars or yearly trips abroad for retreats to build up your strength in terms of, not really strength, what's the word I'm looking for? Build up your skills, build up your confidence, help you with the sales training and things like that. So going with a host agency has its benefits. The only drawback that I will say is a lot of people don't like the commission split. However, if you, let's take $1,000 for example, if you earn $1,000 in commission and your host agency only took 10%, which is $100, did that really put a dent in your pocket? Absolutely not. For all of the support that they give you, if you are away, you're traveling, you can send in your request to your support team to say, please help me. I'll be away for 3 days. Can you support my clients while I'm away? I have an issue with this airline. Can you intervene and help me resolve the issues? There's so much support that you can be given under a host agency. Whereas if you own your own,